Hello again, YouTube. Welcome to another poker tournament, the OSS 73 High. I jotted down the names of everybody from both this and the medium game in case this one did a chop, but it looks like this one did not do a chop. So we will not be covering the medium one. That was a backup in case of a chop. So here we are, I guess. Now this one is a big step up from what we had previously, as you might be able to tell. We had a $630 buy-in, 2,183 players, and that gets you a prize pool of 1,309,800. Once again, the prize pool guarantees are being easily exceeded here. The prize pool guarantee was only 1 million. So shout outs to all these guys who banked a pretty considerable amount of money, but did not make it to the final table. Amazing how beating over 2,100 people can get you $3,000, but just go a little bit further, and all of a sudden you're guaranteed almost 23,000. Knife Prop is in so many of these things. Same winner from Ukraine, also in all of these. Yep. Paul Pua. We saw it up on the table very recently. And Bust Jugs, we saw literally the very last final table that I covered. So a lot of repeat performers, because poker is, in fact, a skill game. Now, before we begin, I must say, I did not get a ton of sleep last night. So, oh wow. Everybody's under 50 big blinds. That's surprising, because this is day 2. On each day 1 session, the blinds went up every 20 minutes. Day 2, they changed it to 15 minutes. By day 2, there was just barely more than the bubble. Like, the bubble had almost burst at the end of day 1, but not quite. Right, but as I was saying, I did not get a ton of sleep last night, so I might be a little more hinged today, as opposed to how I've been flying a little bit off the handle with my commentary recent final tables. We'll see. Maybe it'll be even more unhinged. I don't know. I'm trying to rein it in a little bit and be a little more appropriate and grounded to what we're actually watching here. But yeah, nobody here has over. Wasn't sure if he'd call that. He's got the chips to do it. He's one of the few players with. I shouldn't say that. They all have a decent amount of chips, but you know, blind being 3 million. Ace 3 does just take it down with a standard C bet, and we already have this. My oh my. Doesn't look like he's going to get a whole lot of action. Hey, Howie maybe would like to see the flop there, but that's just too short of a step. Okay. He'll do it his way. He beat 2,183 players. Well, not all of them, but all but 8 of them. And maybe he won't be going any further because he hit that 10. Little does he know he needs another 10. No 6. Has to be a 10. Why do you fold? Not loving it exactly, because he doesn't have the ace of hearts. If he had the ace of hearts, that might have been a good time to go all in. And hey, Howie might be able to just check and get off somewhat easy. There's 3 hearts out there. There's a pair of 4s on the board. There's a king on the river. Yeah, he checks. Why do you fold? The way this hand has played out, feels like he's almost certainly got the best hand. Is he willing to risk 24 million on that belief? He is indeed. He is indeed. Hey, Howie now, with just that 10, wondering if he's just being pushed around or not. If he thinks he's being pushed around, he is going to find out that he is going home. Well, this is online. They're all home. But you know what I mean. 8 big blinds up to be folds, but he makes the fold. That couldn't have been easy because you hate being left with just 8 big blinds. But the aces do their job, and hey, Howie manages to get out with his skin intact. Although with an ace in the small blind, that might be cause for an all-in. Nope. I actually don't blame him at all for that, especially with a raise already happening. You know that he's priced in to call no matter what. So you want better than ace-5 in that spot. Ace-jack, ace-10 suited, and queens. Ooh. Just a call from the ace-10 suited. The queens, I doubt, are just going to call here. The question is, do we see a small 3-bet to like 20 million, or do we see the whole thing go in? We're going to make it 24 million. I could see either way. There was already 17 million to be won there. And 24 million gets the job done regardless. Increasing your stake by 17 million there is a pretty significant bump. So, I'm sure he'll take that. Wow. Oh, we didn't see a whole lot of them at the last final table I covered, so I guess we're getting a makeup table here. Too hot for you with a pretty bad hand, but just enough to call a min-raise. And Graph Up Guy, thankfully, does not have a super short stack to make it really suspicious that he would min-raise there, so everything working out pretty well. I should mention, Graph Up Guy is another guy that I've noticed on a lot of big tournament leaderboards. I think this is the first time I've actually gotten to cover one of his final tables. And then Why Do You Fold? I've seen a lot of that username floating around big leaderboards as well. Of course, I can't say that I haven't heard of Damian Lillard, but considering they're from the UK, I don't think that's the Damian Lillard. So, by the way, Too Hot for You, also Too Smart for You, because he did not make any stab at that pot whatsoever with a 7 high. He's just going to let him have it. Graph Up Guy did his best to lure him into a false sense of security, but he just does not fall for it. So well done by both players, really. Graph Up Guy with the appropriate approach to that, especially with 3 of a kind on the board. If you have 2 aces, the only thing you lose to would be actually pocket queens or the 7, but neither of which are very likely, so he knows that the aces are good almost every time. Too Hot for You loses the absolute minimum there. And this should be a fun one. Why Do You Fold flops middle pair with no kicker, really. And he doesn't want to hit that kicker because that would give Too Hot for You an even better hand. Ace of clubs could slow them down. Nope. Going for it. Half pot. Exactly half pot, actually. Why Do You Fold? Still a non-believer. There's not really any draws out there. Ends up going check, check. I honestly don't know if that was a value bet or not by Too Hot for You, but it functions as one because he got the only worse hand that could possibly call to call. Hey, Howie with a pair of 2s. Unfortunately for him, he's gonna be running up against the queens there. Pretty big raise, though. Well, not that big, actually. It's only 2.4x. But every raise looks big when the blinds are 1.5 million and 3 million. We started with 300,000 points per player in this tournament, just so you know. So yeah, the numbers are just exorbitant. Hey, Howie, by the way, I really do approve of that fold of the pocket 2s. He seems to know what's up. Even the pocket 4s go in the muck. And we saw that there were the other 2 4s were in other people's hands. So he actually had pretty much no outs. So good thing he folded that. But yeah, I definitely agree with Hey Howie about the pocket 2s. Literally the best you could possibly have is a flip, and he thinks that he can wait for a better spot than that. Although, maybe not, because the blind just went up, and he's only got 6 of them. Trouble for Why Do You Fold? Queen King against the Ace King suited. Oh, he can go with the re-raise. I'm not really much of a get it in with Ace King kind of guy, but at this blind level, I think this is a 4-bet shove all day. He's only got 22 big blinds behind. Let's just cut off the middleman, just get it in now. Or hopefully just pick up what's in the pot, which is quite a bit now. Why Do You Fold has no business calling with this hand. This is for over half of his remaining chips. He didn't come this far to gamble on Queen King. Yeah. Understandable 3-bet, but yeah, he definitely the right fold there. Now, Hey Howie does have a better spot. Pocket sevens, under the gun. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You can't ladder. This is the final tape. Let's take some aces and kings. Aces and kings. Ace king. Let's go, ace king. Just call! Call! Oh, well now I've woken up. Now I'm unhinged again. Congratulations. Thank you, Hey Howie, for reawakening my rage. And we're only 14 minutes in. Actually, wait. We're only 11 minutes into this as far as my recording, because I like to press the speed up button. Come on. What's a really, really spicy card? How about the Queen of Hearts? Close. Ace or King. Aw, man. First, the guy takes an eternity with a super easy decision, and then he goes not quite all in, and then he tanks again with nothing behind, and there's no other tables in play! That was pointless stalling for the sake of pointless stalling. When you have 6 big blinds, just go! Probably a fold from Hey Howie, but I can see a call here. He's got some chips to burn, at least. It's only a min-raise. Now, this is not stalling. This is actually him thinking. Ooh, he's going to go for the all-in. He's feeling it. Why do you fold? Has to betray his own name, and you know that's a good play by Hey Howie. See, I'm fair. I don't hold too many grudges. In fact, you know what? I'm going to shock you all here and say, considering the blinds and where they are now, I'm not even going to hold it against any of these guys for pressing the evil green circle. Because this is the kind of final table where the blinds being this big, the volatility is enormous. And the differences, I mean, you can see for yourself how different each payout is. So I know that they don't actually do it because it would have told me so if they had done it. But I'm not going to think less. Well, I'll think a little bit less of them, but not too much less of them if one or two of them wants to try it. Fabiano with an obvious all-in here, you would think, with only 6 big lines. Unfortunately, Graph Up Guy just has a better hand here. Damian Lillard has an ace, so not much hope. A couple of spades. Graph Up Guy has one, though. That's not helpful. He needs one of the last 2 aces. Nope. Fabiano from Austria with a great run. 8th place. Once again, that's 8th out of 2,183 for $22,921. Graph Up Guy does go for the evil green circle, having immediately eliminated a player. Graph Up Guy, I forgot to mention, is, I assume, a reference to Crown Up Guy on PokerStars, better known by his real name, Fedor Holtz. I assume that's a reference. I don't think you arrive at the name Graph Up Guy all by yourself. Interesting spot for Hey Howie. He goes with the raise and picks it up, and suddenly he's right back in it. This looks like it'll be a pretty quick final table. Graph Up Guy, King Jack, pretty good. But says no to it. Either just didn't feel it, or just has really good intuition, lost frequencies. With the Ace Jack, certainly had the better of it. Too hot for you, tries a squeeze, and it works! 10-9 squeezes out Ace Jack. And, you know, I can't say I totally blame lost frequencies, although I probably would have at least called and seen a flop in that spot. Okay, half of your stack in on pocket sixes. Is there a point to betting half your stack? Are you going to fold? Are you going to fold when he re-raises? Are you? No. The answer is no. Oh. I thought he might play. It was a really close spot for Grab Up Guy, and I'm surprised that he didn't go into his time bake, honestly. That would have been a justifiable tank for that, especially being in the big blind with no further action. Ace 10 plays, Ace 9 suited plays, and a little bit Yoshi Superstar, though, still in good shape. I gotta root for Yoshi Superstar, because, like, I've been a Mario fan since about as long as I can remember. Super Mario World was my second game that I ever played. My first game was Super Metroid. But, yeah, Super Mario World with good old Yoshi. 9! Great. Why do you fold has a lead? Of course, I throw my support behind Yoshi Superstar, and his opponent hits a turn. You can't call that a curse, though, because this is not live. And, oh, pot-sized bet. Although it might actually work. Why do you fold with third pair top kicker? And I think Yoshi Superstar is doing that just because he blocks a couple of, you know, made straights. Doesn't think that Why Do You Fold has a made straight. So he's just going to put the pressure on and hope that he folds one pair. And it worked. So well done. Yoshi Superstar. 3-5 makes the raise. Ooh, too hot for you is... well, spicy. I don't know what else to say. Damian Lillard is now our short stack. Anyone named after a basketball player should never be the short stack, you'd think. The short stacks don't play basketball. Well. Why do you fold? Looks like he's about to die on this hand. I don't see any way he gets away from this. Unless Yoshi Superstar just wants to slow play and call here. Of course, he doesn't know that Why Do You Fold has Ace-King. Well, he is going to 3-bet. Why Do You Fold? Almost certainly going to 4-bet shove here. Again, the blinds are just enormous. He might just find just a call, but... I don't know. No, he does go for the all-in. There's the aces. Ooh. Queen can crush Yoshi Superstar's dreams here. King. Well, now a king for the win, queen for a chop. It's a face card, but it is the only harmless face card for Yoshi Superstar, who doubles to 197 million and change. Why do you fold left with just 10? Not completely out of it. I have seen some pretty crazy comebacks. In fact, I even came back from about 2 or 3 big blinds to win a sit and go. This is obviously much more than a sit and go. It just kind of feels like one with the blinds being this big. Wait, hang on. Let me pause for a second and check how long it actually ran for. So we started day 2 with about 265 players left. It started at 2:05 p.m. and finished at... Wait, really? It only made it to 9:46 p.m.? It only went 7 hours and 41 minutes? That's not that bad, actually. Lines just found their way up, I guess. Yoshi Superstar, actually with a check fold here, decided that pot was not worth fighting for. I decided that as well, which is why I have the 2X button on. These are pretty boring hands, because we'll be a... Oh, wait, no, it's not going to be a walk, because the big blind has less than 10 million. But good flop for Why Do You Fold? Too hot for you, needs a jack and a jack only to knock him out. That's safe, even with the 4 spades out there. Why Do You Fold? Not dead just yet. We're at the 1x here, because why do you fold is still short. King 10 does not elect to raise. And we saw a larger ace fold as well. And here's 7-6. I think why do you fold has to go for it. It's suited, you know. Suited aces are... The thing about suited aces is if you hit your flush, it's the nuts. Unless it more pairs, of course. 7-6 just kind of has to play. Being super priced in here. Both pretty much airball that flop. There's the 6, though. Why do you fold? And it's not a spade either, so why do you fold needs to hit an ace and an ace only? Nope. Couldn't do it a second time. Why do you fold settles for 7th place? But no shame whatsoever in getting this far against this many people at a $630 buy-in level. $35,364 to show for it. That's a raise of $13K for the next guy out. Hey Howie with a pocket 10s. Yoshi Superstar with Ace King suited. Damian Lillard has been pretty card dead at this final table, but so far it's allowing him to ladder up a little bit, but we can see that he's not just trying to ladder up, he's just been card dead. Hey Howie, with no choice but to shove here with the 10s, Yoshi Superstar has to play the Ace King, and it's going to play itself here. Why are you stalling? Are you really thinking of folding here? Oh my god, he folded! I don't know what to say to that. 6-handed, you're one of the short stacks. Like he started that hand with what? 15 bigs? If you start the hand with 15 bigs and you don't think pocket 10s are enough to go with, then you should not be playing poker. At least not at this high level. You really folded pocket 10s with 13 big blinds behind. Lost frequencies is a really tough one here. Another very good fold there by Lost Frequencies, as we can see. That's obviously very different when Graph Up Guy is risking his whole tournament. Lost Frequencies is deciding for his whole tournament basically as well. Too Hot for You was just prospecting, but he'll be folding here. He'll be folding. Thank you. He folded pocket 10s with 13 big blinds behind. There's pocket 9s. I mean, even I would be running into the middle with pocket 9s with 15 big blinds in my stack. And I hate pocket 9s. Pocket 10s were better than that. Well, here comes Lillard, finally getting dealt a good hand. Also, I can't help but notice that Graph Up Guy has gotten rid of his green circle. Maybe inspired a little bit by Hey Howie's incredible cowardice. I mean, I'm serious. That fold is a punt on the opponent's 36-yard line on the 4th and 2. It's easy for me to say that with, you know, the fact that Yoshi had Ace King instead of Jacks or Queens, but, like, dude... 10s? 15 big blinds? He's getting what he wants here. At the other short stack, Damian Lillard to be all in. Too Hot for You with somewhat of a decision. Knows that it's not a head, but it could call and hope that he's live at least. But no. He does a sensible thing, I think, and he does fold. Damian Lillard needed that one badly. I'm shocked that Hey Howie doesn't have a green circle. I mean, he's playing some of the most cowardly poker I've ever seen in one of these final tables. I'm sure he has real reason for it. Certainly he played excellent just to get here. There's no way you can just luck box your way to the final table and one this big. But how does he fold there? And why did he waste so much of our time with the sevens earlier? Was he thinking of, was he really about to fold the sevens? Like, you can't get here by making folds like that. You can't do that. Also, look at this flop. Graph up guy is now in serious trouble. Top pair with a very good kicker. But top two pair for Yoshi makes the big bet, which we saw him do earlier with a strong hand. That was a strong hand, right? Graph up guy now maybe thinking about pump it or dump it. He does decide to pump it. He assumes that Yoshi Superstar could be making that play with a draw. They both have big clubs too, I should mention. But he does guess wrong. Yoshi Superstar has the two pair. The 8 does not help. Graph up guy simply needs to hit a queen. No good. Graph up guy from Canada out in 6th place. Yoshi Superstar from Germany now launching way out in front. $48,462 for Graph Up Guy. Damian Lillard with a big ace again. And come on. Just shove. Are you really going to fold? Well, Las Vegas isn't going to raise, but, you know. You're killing me. You're just stalling for no reason. There are no other tables in play. How many times do I have to say that? Yoshi making a questionable raise, but he is the big stack, so he's allowed to make questionable raises sometimes. Lost frequencies, though, with the much better hand. Ready to rock and roll. He'll settle for just picking up 15 million, though. Always nice when you can settle for another 15 million chips. Oh, hey, Howie actually decided to gamble a little bit. He likes 10-9 offsuit better than pocket 10s, apparently. Is it like it has to be able to flop a straight for him to be willing to risk his chips? Is that it? Is it just really like straights? I'm bullying him way too much, I know. I thought I wouldn't be unhinged, but I still am. Excellent flop for lost frequencies, obviously. Yoshi was just a gut shot that might be no good anyway, because there's 3 diamonds out there. Should be a quick one. Unless... Oh, okay. Thought I might try a check raise bluff. But decided better of it. Lost frequency was definitely not going anywhere with top two pair there. Just a call from the Queen Jack suited. I like that. Too hot for you. Might be thinking of squeezing. Nope. And the flop is... Molecules. Nice little bet there. Clearing out. Too hot for you. Just sense that nobody else could have possibly been helped by that flop. Says, hey, if you got a pocket pair, good for you. But if you don't, I'll just take this pot now. Uh-oh, Howard's got another pocket pair. Which means that Lost Frequencies is going to bet all in, and then we're going to have to wait another 20 minutes to find out whether or not Hey Howard wants to put in his last 4 big blinds. Oh, finally! He actually made up his mind. Oh, I tried to pause. I misclicked it. But we see that the Ace-Queen did outrun the pocket fives of Hey Howard. You know, all my razzing aside, great job getting 5th place. $62,215, and now you can waste time all you want with that kind of money. I mean, I'm wasting a lot of time right now just by just by doing all these. But I digress. And you were wasting time watching my terrible commentary. But thank you for wasting time. I was gonna ask something. I don't remember what I was going to ask in one of these videos, but anyway, more importantly, this pot, Yoshi Superstar bets with the ace high and gets called by the king high. I don't think that Too Hot For You is necessarily planning a steal. Although we have seen that he likes to seal sometimes, at least pre-flop. We haven't seen too much of that post-flop, but I think he just really thinks that the king high might be the best hand here. And now on a double-paired board, there's a little bit more likelihood that king high might play. Obviously, only 5-7 is a straight. That's the only straight out there. And if your opponent doesn't have any pair, then, you know, the king high actually has a tiny bit of value here. Yoshi probably... Oh, God, he's wasting a lot of time here. There's no... He goes for double pot. Okay, I don't think Too Hot For You is calling that bet. I have to imagine that's a bluff. There's no way you would bet 85 million for value with just an ace high. Too Hot For You with king high. I'm sure regards that bet very with very raised eyebrows, but that's just, he can't call. It's way too much. He's acting like he might. This seems like a waste of time bank as well. But maybe just trying to give to give Yoshi Superstar the once over. You know, furrow that brow and tell him, don't you be trying that again, okay? Damian Lillard, Queen King, and a very short stack. It's time to go. All in. Why do you do this to me? And he folded. Why did he fold? I mean, he doesn't have Yoshi Superstar's chip count, but still, that seems like a like a donation. I thought that he would be pushing with any 2 cards at that point, because Lillard really has very little chips. Ooh, interesting hand here. So the well, now it's a straight draw, but it wasn't even a gut shot at the time. Yoshi Superstar bluffed with Jack High, Lost Frequencies with middle pair, and a good kicker called. Now Yoshi's got a draw. Question is, well, he answered it for me. He will continue to play aggressively. He bet with nothing. He may as well bet with a draw, and the pair of 6s does fold. It definitely looks like Lost Frequencies is playing a little bit cautiously with Damian Lillard so short stacked. I am proud of these guys for staying away from the evil green circle, though. Because obviously they are thinking a lot about the money jumps, but they're not letting it completely ruin them to the point where they want to just shake hands and forget about poker. Yoshi with the pair of 8s. Could fold, could call, could re-raise. Gonna go with the call and gonna go with the set of eights. Too hot for you. Flops top pair with the jack kicker. Oh, and what a nice check from Yoshi Superstar. Hey, you know what? You were the pre-flop aggressor. I'll let you keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Woo! Go too hot for you. Just a call. Not the safest turn ever, but not too bad. Too hot for you actually does pick up outs. He needs a 9 and a 9 only to win this one. If he doesn't hit a 9, Yoshi Superstar has this tournament all but locked up. That's a big bet from Too Hot for You, understandably, with the king and the draw. Now he decides to pounce with the all-in. I like that play. He's got the set. So, A, if he happens to have Jack 9, then he can call and Yoshi can still suck out. And B, if he does just have a pair and a draw, maybe he folds, maybe he calls, but in any case, you either get it in now or look at that pot. Worst case scenario, he folds and you pick up a huge pot and your stack is now over 417 million. So, love the way he played this hand. Too hot for you with a terrible decision now. Top pair, straight draw. What in the world are you doing here? You're down to 72.5 million. You're down to 18 big blinds if you fold. But is he ever making this play without a huge hand? Is he ever doing that? Your hand looks so good, but no value shove would be worse than this, right? But it looks so good, doesn't it? Damian Lillard is there, down to under 45 million. He might help him make this laydown. He does not do it, and the 4 of clubs bricks everything out. Yoshi Superstar with the knockout. Too hot for you. I gotta give it up to you for actually going for it. But he went for it at the wrong time, and a 335 million chip pot goes to Yoshi Superstar, up to 490 million. No wonder this tournament went by so quickly. Too hot for you, $86,000 and change. Everyone else guaranteed 6 digits. Damian Lillard with ace king. I would say this is an automatic all in, but this is Damian Lillard. He's going to raise it to like 16 million. Oh, turning over a new leaf. Too hot for you. Went for it, even with all the ICM telling him to fold, but just chose the wrong time. Damian Lillard, amazingly, despite not getting a whole lot of cards in this final table, and even when he does get the cards, he doesn't get the action. But he has managed to survive to 3rd place. $500 million now for Yoshi Superstar. And if you think the chips are absolutely ludicrous in this one, remember they started with 300,000 points apiece. The medium one, they started with only 250,000 points per player, but there was over 5,000 players. So there's over 1.25 billion in play at that one. Oh, wait, hold on. Yoshi in position to possibly lose a lot of chips here, but he's playing it nice and calm. And Lost Frequencies is not pushing the envelope yet. I don't think he's slow playing. I think he's just wary and doesn't want to lose a huge pot here. Just a half pot bet from Yoshi and just a call from the pair of kings there. That's just what Damian Lillard being there will do to you. You stand to make so much more money if you can just get rid of him. And Lost Frequencies wins a small pot. And just as importantly, Yoshi makes sure not to lose a big one. Because obviously, Yoshi just loves where he's at right now. And any opportunity to jeopardize that by losing a big pot, he will stay away from. There was a spot that he felt like he could take advantage of. As long as Lost Frequencies didn't have an ace, he could just pick that pot up right now. So he did. Yoshi does not play the 6-7. Going for the all-in with Jack-6 offsuit. Damian Lillard, this is your chance. Are you rolling with Jack suited? It's not pretty. But this is your chance. We're three-handed. You can't be folding forever. Everyone's got their eyes on you. He goes for it. He goes for it. And he's going to be thrilled with what he sees. They both hit their jack. Oh, and that's 6 on the turn for lost frequencies. Damian Lillard needs, obviously, the 8. A 9 also would do, as that would give him Jack Jack 998 over lost frequencies, Jack Jack 996. So 8 or a 9, or we are heads up. It's a queen. Damian Lillard had very little cards go his way. And again, when he did get the cards, he didn't get much action, but he manages 3rd place in this grueling tournament for $118,536. And now, congratulations, you two. You are now heads up for a difference of about 55 grand. Lost frequencies are the best start here. 5 million. And there's a call with King High, like I've been mentioning. Once you get down to heads up, you know, you start to value King High and Ace High a little bit. It's no longer just an auto fold if you miss. Should be able to go for a little bit of value here. He does. Yoshi doesn't have to call, doesn't have to fold, but he has to do something. Not a big pot, but, you know, nice to set the tone one way or the other here in this heads up. Yoshi. Well, you're going to miss that time bank when it's gone, dude. It's only 11 million compared to what you got. Decides to make the call with a King High. It's no good. And the real victim here is Yoshi and that time bank, because that could be used for much, much bigger decisions down the road. I mean, I've been harping on these guys for pretty much every single time I do these about the importance of actually having a time bank. Mostly just because I naturally play pretty fast. This is going to be under an hour, isn't it? Wow. I just got to naturally play fast, so I don't really need my time bank for very many decisions. Ooh, ace versus ace here. But I know that situations will come up where I'm actually going to want it. So, you know, messing around pre-flop, I don't take that long. Or facing a smallish bet on the river where the worst thing that happens is that you lose, you know, 2% of your stack. Or 4% of your stack, whatever. You know, just make up my mind one way or the other. Well, they need each other's cards to make straights. They're not going anywhere. Yoshi Superstar with needs a 9. Actually, just a 9. Lost Frequencies needs a 10. Queen actually would work as a pair. Oh, but Yoshi bet a lot there. He's been doing that. And he's been doing that with very good timing. I don't think I really need to press the speed up button. These guys play fairly quickly. Although in a spot like this, it's just obvious the pot's not going to be very big. And the funny thing is, as quickly as we've gone through this final table, here heads up, we actually have a decent amount of play in us here. Ooh. We do have well over, let's see, we have about 130 big blinds in play. And the blinds just went up, too. Big bet there. And the 10-7 makes the call. Just a gut shot and 2 overs. But again, we are heads up, and when you're heads up, you got to find a way to sneak an advantage in. And Lost Frequency is now with a dream double gutter, 4 or an 8 for the nuts straight. It's been checked to him, though. Yoshi Superstar not willing to keep up the charade. But Lost Frequencies cannot find the bluff of his own, and the 2 on the river is not a total brick. As I've said, when you're heads up and you see 4 cards through straight out there, you have to fear it if you don't have it. Because your opponent's range could be anything at all. And now he does go for the bluff. Lost Frequencies with the 10-7 gets the win. Representing the 4, just any part of that board whatsoever. And Yoshi Superstar cannot handle it. With Jack high. So, not exactly knocking him. But well done. Lost Frequencies finding his voice a little bit here, heads up. Up to 42 big blinds. Checking back an ace heads up. Not common. I guess the hope there was to flop an ace and be underrepresented. Checking and straight. Lost Frequencies has a straight now. Not going to have a very big pot, though. Probably going to get a call, though, with the ace high. With no action to... No, he folds. There was no action in that whole hand. Expecting at least a curiosity call out of there, but nope, he gets away from it. Queen Jack versus 2 Jack. Ooh, that flop is all Lost Frequencies. They both hit their jack, so this is going to be a big pot now. It's top pair. There's been virtually no action yet. There's a bet of 14.2 million. Yoshi may well go for the raise. Just a call. So he's saving himself some chips. And actually, he does end up with the best hand. Lost Frequencies just with the jack and no kicker. That's, again, easy call for Yoshi. And just like that, he's back up to virtually 500 million. Lost Frequencies gave up most of all of his progress in that hand, but understandably so. Just a tough spot there, getting out kicked. And a very similar flop for him this time. Now, they don't share a card, so they can't both pair up on the turn. Yoshi with just king high and no draw might just let him have this one. That's a pretty big bet for king high. Yeah. 6-3. Oh, wow, that's a terrible flop. Ace high. I assume continues and then wins. Yeah. I'll speed through that one. Not much going on here either. Oh, there's a pair, actually. Bet call. Hold on. Oh, there's actually also a gut shot. 5 would win it for Yoshi. The 2 of diamonds. Yoshi. Does he go for the small bet? He does, and this should be an easy call for the pair of 4s. No, he folded. Wow. He had a pair. You know, heads up and you're facing a min bet and you got a pair. I think that's an automatic call every time. Again, very easy for me to say because I can see the cards. But that wasn't even bottom pair, that was third pair. I think you got to pay that one off when you get heads up. One-sided flop here in favor of Yoshi. Min bet from the ace high. The pair of 10s looking good for Yoshi. Not the greatest river card in the world for Yoshi, but he's blocking a lot of draws that got there. He does go for the blocker bet of about quarter pot. Actually, exactly quarter pot. That's definitely a blocker bet. Let's see what Lost Frequencies does. I think he feels safe to do it, though, because Lost Frequencies has not played back at him very much. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing for lost frequencies, because obviously he's way out chipped and he has very little margin for error in terms of bluffing. Here we go, though. This could be the end of it right here. All in, snap call, here we go. King! Ace and an ace only for the resuck out. Nope. Double up. Lost frequencies now with a double up to 239 million right back in this game. Now he's got some potential bluffing chips. Let's see how he uses them. Maybe not yet. Next hand. Oh yeah, here's a potential. Jack 8 against Queen 10. No need to bluff here. Just had a better flop. Yoshi. Queen high. Pretty standard bet by him. Actually, his standard bet is a lot bigger than that. Ooh! 2 pair for lost frequencies. Yoshi now with 4 hearts and 4 cards to a straight. That is a spicy, spicy card. Lost frequencies just checks. I don't know if that's pot control, if he's going for a check raise. Well, let's find out now. 25.3 million. Probably just a call, because Yoshi will bet big. And he hits the flush. I think that's another reason why I don't mind lost frequencies not playing back at him much. Because Yoshi seems like the kind of guy that you can trap, in theory. In this hand, it just got away from him. But I think, in theory, you can trap Yoshi and win big pots off of him. Now does he get away from top 2? He's been folding in these spots a lot. This would be the correct fold. Nice laydown. Nice laydown. I'd probably pay that off anyway, because top 2 is still pretty good. And we know Yoshi can be totally capable of bluffing. I'd probably pay that off, but lost frequencies with a pretty quick fold. They're very good discipline on his part. I guess I just have a lot of pet peeves when it comes to watching poker. As long as you don't commit a pet peeve of mine. Ooh, that's dangerous. For lost frequencies especially. Like, as long as you don't commit a pet peeve of mine, I'm very happy to call the action. 1 4 flush bets. Another 4 flush calls, I assume. Ace. Frequencies is drawing dead now. Yoshi just has to be adoring this spot. Not even knowing what lost frequencies has, but how can you not love a pair of aces with a flush draw? 23.5 million from Yoshi Superstar. Lost frequencies call. Oh no! They both hit the flush! Lost frequencies thinks he might be about to even the scores here. Yoshi loves his big bets. What do you think? 60 million? Now he goes small. Now he goes small. Let's see what lost frequencies makes of that. We're certainly not going to fold. But does he get away with just a call? No, he doesn't. He goes for the all-in. Understandable. Like I said, Yoshi's been making bluffs all tournament long. But this one was not a bluff. Yoshi with the W. Well played. Well, everybody at the final table, especially those final 2. Yoshi Superstar just snatched the lead and just would not look back with it. Well done indeed. I hope you were as entertained by that as I was, and it's short for a change. Just to satisfy my curiosity, let's see how the medium one played out. Alright, so here's the medium one. There's a $109 buy-in with a $400,000 guaranteed prize pool. Ended up with $505,100. They were breaking the heck out of these guarantees. Let's just go up the leaderboard and just say shout-outs to all these guys. 5,051 players showed up. 585 of them made the money, and these guys made the big money. And it looks like they didn't do a chop either, so good for them. We're effectively now 5 for 5 in checking in on OSS games, and happily seeing that they did not do any chops. I got 3 vaccines. I like that name, and good for you. And good for you too. 7-bet and fold royal fork. Yeah, $109 is already a pretty big commitment, but imagine winning 79 grand off of that. And there it is. So that is how the medium version played out. Thank you all for joining me again. Let's see. What's the next game I have scheduled? Number 123 high. Which one was that again? Oh, of course, it was the Pot Limit Omaha High Low, which I made so many mistakes in last time I tried to cover an Omaha High Low game. This could be my redemption run then. Unless it's shop, in which case I'm off the hook. See ya.